Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. First of all, if you guys could please smash that like button. If you could leave a comment down below, even better. Really helps the channel out. It's Thursday morning. We're back at the shops bright and early. In the shop today, we still have the 2010 Silverado. The transmission is installed. It is complete. It's only in the shop still because we've been doing a pretty severe break-in guide, because there's a lot to do with the 6L80 and the 6L90 automatic transmissions from GM as far as how they learn and adapt, and lots of troubleshooting and stuff like that. So there's lots of stuff going on. Luckily they give you a nice guide as far as some guidelines to take after installing the transmission, but there's lots of things that you have to do as far as the procedure to get the transmission to kind of self-learn and break in essentially. So far so good. We're gonna go on a maiden voyage here pretty soon when we open. So anyways, that's all done. Pumped about that. Get that out of here. We have the Del Sol sitting inside. Nothing new with that. You can see all this open space here. So big surprise, guys. The coupe goes in for glass next week. The weather's looking pretty rough next week, so I'm gonna see if maybe possibly tomorrow, which is Friday, to see if we can actually maybe get it over there, if he's got some room to store it inside over the weekend. Not sure. Otherwise we might just say screw it and just limp it over there in the rain anyway. How bad could it be? It's just water, right? So since we are getting this ready for glass, this car's been sitting around since, well, actually I painted this car in 2016, and it technically hasn't really hit the streets except for a little bit of street tuning, obviously with no glass. So it isn't 100% done, but I used the clay bar yesterday, and I was able to get the overspray off, because this car's been kicking around in the body shop, not only here but another shop, as well as two other shops, as well as my storage container for years essentially. I tore this car apart in summer of 2014 and painted it in 2016, and it's been sitting ever since. So I'm still pretty happy with the paint job. Not exactly the color I would have went with these days, but we're not changing it now. So essentially the paint job is still looking really good. It's got a couple chips from over the years of it sitting around and getting damaged, but nothing we can't touch up, and it will be a driven car, so I'm not too worried about it. But yesterday I did do some clay bar action on the vehicle to get the overspray off from it sitting around, as well as so far I've gone around it with a wool pad. So it definitely has a lot deeper shine to it now. It's looking really good. I still never did do any wet sanding on the rear bumper cover, as well as the front bumper cover. So today I'm going to take some 3000 grit and a little bit of 2000, and I'm going to wet sand the front and rear bumpers, and then I'm going to machine wool them, and then I'm going to switch to a foam pad and some compound polish, and I'm going to go ahead and foam pad and polish the whole entire car, as well as a ceramic wax after I'm done. So it should look even better than this by the end of the day. Another thing I wanted to do is, these lips never really fit good. Aftermarket lip, aftermarket bumper, but I would like to see if I can't move this lip up about a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, if possible, at least a half an inch, because it's totally angled down. I don't know if you guys can see that. I put that lip on when the vehicle was on a lift, and definitely wasn't the right way to do it. So it's kind of aiming upwards a little bit. Not really a big fan of this lip. That wasn't the original lip that was on the car after I painted it, but after loading it on the trailer one time, I damaged the lip really bad and it broke the paint off. So I went ahead, and when I ordered a new lip, I switched it, and to give it kind of more of an updated look. And right away I didn't like it, and then I test fitted it again another day, and I was like, well, it's not too bad, it'll probably look good painted to match. So I went ahead and painted the bumper, the lip to match, and it doesn't look horrible, but I don't love it. but I don't think I'm gonna buy another one. So unless I damage this one, that's the one I think it's gonna be, remain on it. But if I can get the ends to go up a little bit to give it a more of a level look, I think I'll be a little more happy with it. And then if not, then we'll go ahead and switch the lip out. I'm very happy with how this car is looking. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. You know, it's pretty much new everything. I pretty much went through the whole entire car over the last few years. Obviously it's getting new glass. It's got new wheels, new tires, new paint. It's got a B-Series swap. It's a B16 out of a 2000 Civic SI, matching transmission. It's a GT35 journal bearing turbo on a top mount manifold. We have stainless charge piping. We have a front mount intercooler, RDT motor ring couplers. We are installing a nitrous wet system. We're going to be tapping off into the intake tube with a threaded fitting. We have 10-end fittings on the valve cover ported to an oil catch can that's mounted down there. It's a little bit messy, but I did keep the factory wiring and all that stuff in place. Brake lines, fuel lines, you name it. Everything's pretty factory. All the internals are OEM. I did go through and re-gasket the motor. I went through the cylinder head, lapped the valves, reassembled the cylinder head, assembly lubed everything, re-gasketed everything, adjusted the valves, you know, setting the valve lash. We did new cap, new rotor, new plugs, new wires. We did gates, racing, timing belt, tensioner. We did new water pump, oil pan gasket, of course. We've pretty much done everything we've done. On this one, we did a spec stage 2 clutch and lightweight flywheel. We have a skunk 2 short shifter, AEM fuel rail with an autometer fuel pressure gauge. We have our nitrous system fuel solenoid tapped off the stock fuel filter. It is right-hand drive converted. The engine bay still remains black from when I did that back in 2011, so that kind of explains why the engine bay is black. If I were to do this again today, I would probably color match the engine compartment. But for now, honestly, I really just like leaving it fairly stock. I don't like changing internals. I don't like changing the wiring. I don't like rerouting brake lines and stuff like that. I like leaving everything kind of fairly stock because it just helps the simplicity of repairs and maintenance and just future stuff like that. We did take it's funny actually, I wanted to have an OEM hood so I could have the decal still underneath. So I found an OEM hood instead of buying an aftermarket. And then last minute, I decided to cut it out because I wanted to install a plexiglass window. And I want to mount some LED lights in there to show off the engine. So everything's V-band. We have a tile V-band wastegate, V-band downpipe. So everything's V-band. No room for a filter, so we just have a screen that clamps on. We did powder coat the valve cover chrome, but we didn't clear it because we didn't know you needed to put clear over the chrome powder coating. So we are going to go ahead and strip that valve cover down at some point and re-chrome it, clear it, and have a better look. We have a Passer JDM VTEC solenoid cover, VMS oil cap, VMS breather, VMS spark plug cover, or spark plug wire cover. We have knockoff Hasport motor mounts, but this was an automatic chassis, so it does have an Hasport auto to manual transmission side, transmission to chassis conversion mount. So we also have some aftermarket housings. I went with the clear lens chrome background to kind of have an OEM look from a distance, but I do have it with a 4-sided LED bulb inside. I went with clear corners with the amber bulb. We got rid of the amber side markers and went with some clear side markers with an amber bulb. We did do red and white tails. We do have a knockoff Apexi N1 style exhaust all the way down. It's 3-inch, so a nice big catback stainless exhaust all the way down. Actually, it's 3-inch all the way to the downpipe, all the way to the turbo. It's not fully tuned yet. We're about 3/4 of the way tuned. As soon as the glass is in and everything's kind of buttoned up and it's a car again, we will get it back out there on a decent day, and we'll perform some more street tuning. Video to come. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I have the G Plus radiator with cap, G Plus hoses to match all the way around. You can see all the blue silicone hoses. We have a steel braided stainless line to our clutch reservoir. So yeah, nothing too crazy, guys. I did remain and leave the power steering. We did get rid of the AC on this car. We have hood dampers. I used stainless bolts and rubber washers to mount the Lexan plexiglass. Shaved emblems front and rear. Shaved antenna. Shaved door moldings. We did apply the DOH M-tek decals on both sides. We did do color matched mirrors, color matched door handles, color mounts rockers. We did new rotors, slotted drilled rotors, new pads. We did brand new calipers all the way around. We couldn't really decide on a cool color, so we ended up just doing a wrinkle black finished on the calipers, you know, to prevent them from rusting. But we kind of thought color match was a little too much on this car, kind of like you see on the Del Sol. We did do a color match on that, but we decided to go black on this one. We did the chrome lug nuts, new wheels, new tires, Falcon tires. We are going to be outlining them in the Falcon decals. We have the WeatherTech visors. We have brand new window motors on both sides. We have new pillar moldings. We have not new, but good OEM PPG glass on both driver and passenger door. Right hand drive converted, as you can see. Now on the inside, we have autometer gauges. We have oil pressure, boost vacuum, and an autometer digital wideband. We have the Japanese B16 gauge cluster. We have the Japanese climate control, all the Japanese switches, including the defroster, fog light. We have power sunroof, power mirrors. Our sunroof is tinted. Glove box, power windows on both sides, power locks, skunk 2 short shifter, password JDM. Actually, no, this is a ITR red stitching shift boot, skunk 2 short shifter, single bend, and a skunk 2 weighted shift knob. We have the optional audio console with a double din Pioneer. It's funny because this was brand new when I pretty much tore this car apart. Now it's kind of outdated. We have the optional armrest with cup holder and 2 cassette holder. It is padded, a little bit different than the ones that you'd see on a factory sedan. So these were options. They were both purchased brand new and installed. So interior is very clean. I got the amber clock. Everything lights up orange at night. The dash was originally gray, but I did have to coat it with an interior paint, and it held up great and looks perfect and looks OEM. So we do have a black dash now. We have the JDM steering wheel. So it's non-SRS. This car is 95, came with dual airbags, front passenger and driver airbag, and now is removed. So you can see there, it talks a little bit about the SRS. This car is equipped with a keyless entry alarm and remote start system. We may be removing it and updating it. As far as the interior goes, pretty stock. I have some EK floor mats, but we just ordered a set of decorative floor mats that say EJ and a little Japanese flag on them. I'm not sure if I'm going to run them or not, but interior is pretty stock. It used to have racing seats and harnesses, harness bar, all that good stuff, but I wanted to be able to have functional back seats and seat belts, as well as just keep it clean and simple on the inside to preserve the OEM-ness of the interior. Now, you can see here I got rid of the pocket, and I have a carbon fiber piece that I'm going to use as a switch panel, and I'm going to have some illuminated rocker switches here for the nitrous on and off, the nitrous bottle heater, and the purge button, as well as probably some underbody LED lights at some point. The car also has Polk audio speakers all the way around. Back here you can see we built a trunk floor, and we have our 10-pound nitrous bottle filled and ready to go and mounted right here. You can see we have our AN line for our nitrous starting to run up front. We're not complete with that yet, but we will. We have era-specific strut tower braces, front and rear, and underneath we have LCAs, Skunk 2 Pro shocks, Skunk 2 adjustable coilovers, as well as the lower tie bar as well to match. So we tried to stay pretty era specific as what you would see back in this time. I know it's not how everybody would build their car, but it's how we did. So have a tarp kind of just ready to go to cover the car if we show up at the glass shop and he can't get it inside. Then we can at least park it outside with some protection from the rain. So all the jams are color matched. You can see we got all the password JDM bolts, replacing a lot of the bolts that you see. We have a Japanese license plate. So this car isn't going to be driven a lot, so honestly this will probably remain on there. Of course the vehicle is registered to me, it is insured, so no worries. This car is only going to come out on sunny days, car run days, car meets, car shows, type of stuff like that. So the chances of getting pulled over are pretty slim, and if I do, then I'll eat the ticket. So I'm not too worried about it. I used to run the EG fog lights, but they always fade and start looking like crud after a while. We did leave the front grills, all three, the original plastic black, even though in 94 and 95 I believe that they did color match these end ones. I just don't like the look of that. I like a little bit of contrast. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. We did black on the hood. I always kind of liked, it's kind of like a signature of mine, as you can see on the Del Sol. On this one we did do black on the roof. This is a new windshield after the right-hand drive conversion. We applied a Falcon decal, and I really don't like the look of it when people do the trunk black, so I kept the trunk color matched. Tell me what you guys think. It's rear disc all the way around, 3-inch exhaust. Right now it does spit flames off the two-step. We're running about 8 pounds of boost off the wastegate, which is honestly plenty for me to have fun. I would just like to get it a little more dialed in as far as tuning goes to be safe. And yeah, tell me what you guys think. Really pumped. We're gonna get this car out for glass next week. When we get it back, we have a few new parts to be installed on it. We're gonna finish the nitrous system, get it out for some more tuning, get the tire stickers mounted and applied on there, and we'll probably go ahead and, while it's at the glass shop, just have it tinted, because I like to preserve the interior. I'm not really a fan of the fishbowl look. So tell me what you guys think. Please like this video, leave a comment down below, hit me up for some merch, and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.
ooh, like LeBron, though, or like Lonzo. Ooh, I'm a baller, yeah, shot caller, yeah. They love me, you can't touch me, nah, can't trust me. I'm too lucky. Look at me, look at you, what you see, what you do.